Okay, so welcome everyone to this YouTube live. Um, here in this live, I will be talking about emerging AI trends 2025. Okay, and in the description of the video, I provided links to my AI course. Okay, so provided both recorded AI course link as well as live coaching also. In case of live coaching, I'm offering a discount, okay, huge discount. You can check the details in that page, okay. Similarly, for recorded course also, I'm providing free option also. You can check that also, okay. Okay, now let me start the session. Before going in detail, I would like to know whether the live is going smoothly, okay. If you are currently watching this live, and if you face any difficulty in hearing the audio or any kind of issue related to the live, just mention it through the comment section, I mean through the chat, okay, and I'll be checking it. Okay, let me start the live. Okay, so in this live, I'll be talking about emerging AI trends in 2025. I already released an ebook with this topic title, and I created a podcast using Google Notebook LM about this topic. Okay, I provided link to that podcast also. If you are interested, you can listen to that podcast. It is created by AI based on my ebook. Okay, I created the ebook and I provided that ebook as source to Google Notebook LM, and Google Notebook LM automatically created that podcast based on the ebook content. Okay, I believe it's interesting to listen to that podcast. You can also check that. Okay, in this live, I'll be explaining the overview about emerging AI trends in 2025, and in the coming days, mostly I will be talking each and every topic separately. Okay, this live is for giving some overview about emerging AI trends in 2025. It is about myself. If you are new to my channel, my name is Rajamanikam Antonimuthu. I have 25 years of experience in IT. You can visit my website rajamanikam.com to see my ebooks and courses. You can buy them there, or you can visit my blog.qualitypointtech.com to read a lot of blog posts from me. Okay, and this is my email. Okay. If you want to get one-on-one AI coaching or AI consultancy or any kind of AI related developments, you can contact me. I will be working on based on hourly charges. Okay. Okay. So the agenda of this session is understanding the key AI trends shaping 2025. That is trending AI related technologies in this particular year. Okay. And exploring real world use cases and AI tools that are relevant to these trending things. Okay, and let us talk about how businesses and individuals can effectively make use of this opportunity. Okay, and we can discuss about future possibilities and ethical challenges related to AI development. Okay, so basically we are going to see about the things that are related to AI, that is artificial intelligence, and especially they are emerging in this year. Okay, new technologies related to AI that are booming in this particular year. Okay, that is the key agenda of this session. But as I said, I will be doing a lot of live to discuss any common topics related to AI. If you are interested, you can watch my previous videos also. Few days back, I did around 2 hours of live session to understand the basics of AI, as well as to explain about how to start learning AI, that kind of stuff. Okay, but this particular session is just for giving some overview about the emerging AI trends in this year. Okay, as I said, I will be doing separate sessions for talking about individual topics in the coming days. Okay, so before going to talk about emerging trends related to AI, first of all, it is very important to understand the very basics of AI. Then only we can realize the emerging things, okay, or understand the emerging things. Okay, so for that, I would like to give a simple explanation to understand the difference between traditional programming and the artificial intelligence AI related things. Okay, I already uploaded a video about this. If you're new to my channel, I'll be explaining again here. I will give some overview. If you want to get more details, you can watch my previous video. Okay, it is like there are two examples. One is converting inches into centimeters. Another one is converting Fahrenheit into Celsius or centigrade, right? So we are seeing some sample data. 1 inch equal to 2.54 centimeters. 2 inches are 5.08 centimeters. 3 inches are 7.62 centimeters. 4 inches are 10.16 centimeters, like that. Similarly, and the Fahrenheit to Celsius also, 32 Fahrenheit is equal to 0 Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit is 10 Celsius, like that. Okay, so here it is data, like inches to centimeters, that is data, right? That table. Similarly, Fahrenheit to Celsius is also a data, right? And from this data, we will be able to create this formula. So we are able to find the pattern. So that numbers are doubling, I mean multiplied by 2.54. Okay, so we can understand that 1 inch is 2.4 times centimeters, right? So we can arrive with this formula. 1 centimeter equal to an inch multiplied by 2.54. Okay, in this case, anyone with some average skill will be able to bring this formula based on this data, right? And we can use this formula in traditional programming using any kind of programming language like C, Python, right? With that, we will be able to create a small program which can give us centimeter values if we give inch value, right? In this program will be using this formula, 1 centimeter equal to 2.54 into inches. So using that formula, it will be able to give answers for any inch value. We can give inch value as 100 or 250, whatever number we can give. It will be able to give the equivalent centimeter value correctly. Okay, so there are two things. One, we are creating the formula based on the data, and we are using traditional programming to give output using the formula, right? It's a very simple thing. Anyone with some average skill will be able to do that. In case of Fahrenheit to Celsius, and similarly the data also enough, since 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, everything is just adding 2.5 centimeter, we can easily arrive with, even with the first 3 rows, we will be able to predict, come up with this formula, right? Okay, so in case of Fahrenheit to Celsius, here that Fahrenheit 10, 32, 0, 50, 10, 68, 20. It's a bit difficult to understand the relation, right? But there is some relation. But average person or with less number of data, it is difficult to come up with any kind of formula, right? So for coming up with this formula, 1 centigrade equal to Fahrenheit minus 32 multiplied by 5 divided by 9. This kind of bit complex formula, we need a lot of data and a person with some good skills in identifying patterns, right? So a person with average skill with less data will be able to come up with this simple formula, and a person with high skill in finding patterns and providing more data will be useful for finding this complex formula. So here also we can give any value of Fahrenheit and get equivalent Celsius, right? So after coming up with this formula, we'll be able to get the prediction or inference or output, whatever you name it. Okay, so basically we can give input and we can get the output. Okay, here there is no AI involvement, purely traditional programming. But we can understand that someone in the early days created this formula. Okay, assume that in case of say, the inches and centimeters, assume that one group of people were using inches, another group of people were using centimeters. The first time I'm talking about very long ago. Okay, so if those two groups were meeting at some place and if they need to collaborate with their measurements, then that group with inches, they might have explained that things like 1 inch will be this much length, 2 inches will be that much length, like that. So here the centimeters, that group, they might have explained their value system. So it's creation of data. So with the combination of that data, they came up with this formula, right? So somewhere someone should have created this formula based on the data, right? So it's identifying pattern and then coming up with this formula, which will be useful for giving output based on the given input. Okay, it's a common concept. Okay, here also centigrade to Fahrenheit, that one also same thing. Only thing is it's a bit complex, it needs more data. Okay, so let us just expand this further and take this example. We know that students studying in colleges with getting good grades, they will be getting good salary, better salary when they join job, right? It's a common concept, but it's not solid, right? All the students getting good grades will not get good salary, and it's applicable for other case also. People with a poor grade, some people with poor grade can get good salary. Okay, it depends on a lot of other factors. Okay, so here assume that here we were able to come up with this formula, and using this formula we will be able to give the output. Okay, but there is a solid relation, there is no confusion here. Okay, but here there is no solid relation. People with I mean any kind of skill, any human will not be able to come up with any kind of formula. Okay, but assume that in case of here inches to centimeter, assume that a person with average skill with less data will be able to come up with this formula. Here in case of Celsius to Fahrenheit, a person with good analytical skills and skills in finding patterns with more data will be able to come up with this formula. If we extend it here, suppose assume that if a person with a huge skill in finding patterns, provided with a lot of data, can come up with some formula. May not be it's solidly written, but internally that some black box kind of stuff. Okay, if we give any further input, it will be giving equivalent output. So it can be done. It may not be exactly rule based or formula based, but something. Okay, so that is what that AI. Okay, AI, it's that machine learning ML. It's very powerful in identifying patterns in the data, and with that pattern identification ability, it will be able to predict the output for unseen data, new input data. Okay, that is the fundamental of AI. So if we are able to understand this basic difference, we can easily understand the emerging trends. Okay, emerging trends in this current things and even future things, how it can evolve. Okay, because data is very important. Okay, previously it is very limited. If there is a solid rule or formula, that traditional program will be able to work. Okay, it's a very limited thing. We cannot create formula for all the data patterns, right? So only very limited things. But as a human, we are able to find patterns even without any formula. We can understand that okay, this person is getting good grades and working hard, so definitely he will be able to get good salary when he joins the works, right? So that kind of prediction we are able to do, but there is no solid rule to do that. Programs cannot do that. Okay, but in case of AI, with the help of machine learning, deep learning, that pattern identification among data is very easy now, and deep learning kind of algorithms will be able to process huge amounts of data, and they will be able to find patterns. It's like the ability of processing huge amount of data. It's giving a unique advantage, because as I said, in case of AI or generally, if the data is huge, the identifying the patterns will be whatever pattern we identified, that will be predict the output for any new input value with somewhat good accuracy. Okay, so data means large data means good accuracy, like that we can assume in case of this kind of machine learning or deep learning related things. Okay, but in case of solid formula, data is not that much important. Okay, even if we are providing 3 or 2 rows of data, and we are able to find a solid relation between input output, and we are creating formula, means for any new input it can accurately give the correct output. Okay, but in case of this kind of things which are not involving any solid formula, then there is a bit like deviation in the accuracy. Okay, that's acceptable, right? Because it's just to get some things, at least some output, like that we can assume, right? So in that way only we have to approach AI. So basically, it's fundamentally it's not 100% accurate. Okay, and it is that accuracy in directly proportional to the data volume. Not only volume, it's a lot of other things also, data quality. Okay, and so generally we can say that large amount of data means good accuracy of the AI model. Okay, so if we understand this difference, we can easily understand the emerging trends. Okay, so in case of programs, we have to create any kind of new programs based on rules or formula. For example, for creating a program which can identify whether a person is eligible to vote or not, we have to write if condition, right? If age greater than or equal to 18, then eligible, else not eligible, like that, right? So it's fully rule based. We have to put lot of rules in case if we are able in case if you want to identify a cat picture and a dog picture among many animals pictures, in case of traditional programming, we have to add a lot of if conditions. Just for a simple example, I'm saying that animal eye size is in this range, then it is cat. Not only that one, a lot of other conditions. If it is high in this color, like that, we have to identify a lot of features, and we have to put a lot of if conditions. Okay, then only it will be able to identify that. It's very bit difficult anyway. But in case of AI can identify the patterns automatically because of this machine learning algorithms. And one more thing is that algorithms were developed long back, many decades back. Okay, let me explain that also. That also very important in understanding the emerging trends. Okay, before going further, let me first check whether any questions are there. Okay. Okay, no questions. So I'll be just continuing this. If there are any questions, you can stop me. Okay. Okay. So we need to understand that perspective also. As I said, that machine learning algorithms, that mathematical algorithms, were created by mathematicians very long back. Actually, I created separate chapters about this machine learning history in my ebook. Okay, I included that ebooks in my course. In my course, I included around 8 AI related ebooks. In one of that book, I explained that also. Okay, even I released a book about emerging AI trends in 2025 also. Okay, okay, in that book I provided all the details. So basically, we can understand that machine learning models, that algorithms were created by mathematicians long back. Okay, in 1950s, that time itself. Okay, around 50 years back, they created that. Okay, but that time we weren't able to use that because we were not having computing power. Okay, and we were not having data. So these two things are very, very important from AI perspective. Okay, again we need to consider this for understanding the emerging AI trends. Okay, one is, as I said, this data, it is very important, and another one is computing power. Okay, so algorithm, as I said, it's not that much important, but new algorithms, scientists and researchers were developing new algorithms also, but it's not that much significant. Okay, but it's significant only. I'm not saying that it's not insignificant, but understanding the emerging trends. Okay, because of these new transformer models, that things only, we were seeing a lot of improvements in AI. That also one factor. But to understand the things, what are the things will be coming up in the coming days, that kind of stuff, it's mostly depending on computing power and data. Okay, so as I said, algorithms were there for a long time, and even a few years back, around 20 years back, many companies were trying to implement AI using that kind of algorithms. But they were able to do it successfully in very limited scale, pilot phase of things. Even I used to see machine translations 20 years back itself, 25 years back itself. But they were very limited, okay, because of the lack of computing power. Okay, they're a bit expensive. Okay, and the lack of, again, data. Okay, but these 2 decades, data volume is increasing very quickly. Almost all the books got digitized, a lot of because of social media and internet, because of internet growth and camera. It's like everyone is now having option to create audio, video content, text content, and almost all the traditional and classical books were digitized. Okay, and the movies, almost all the data now are in digital format that can be easily accessed by AI models. So now we are getting a good amount of data, and we will be getting more data because of like further developments happening with IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, and one more thing is the data. AI itself creating a lot of data. With the help of ChatGPT, we are creating new content. So it's like it's going in cycle. Okay, and because of that, again we will be able to see more growth in AI. But what I'm trying to highlight here is understanding the emerging trends, needs basic understanding of how AI is working, that I already explained, and how the growth related with growth of computing power and data. Okay, once we are familiar with these two things, we can easily understand the growth of AI. Okay, and let me first complete the slides, so then we can discuss in detail. Okay, so before going into talking about emerging AI trends in 2025, I mean this year, before doing that, let us first see what other things happened related to AI up to 2024. Okay, up to last year. Okay, so year 2022 is a breakthrough year for AI because ChatGPT became very popular that time. Okay, and I just remember that things like that time in the year 2022. That time I was actually uploading technological news into my YouTube channel, and for that I used to go through various social media sites, and almost everywhere people were talking about how the students were using that ChatGPT Playground, that thing, for doing homework, okay, writing essays, that kind of stuff. Almost everyone was talking in time period. So though AI developments were happening gradually, because of this ChatGPT, AI reached the mass. A lot of people started using it, started talking about it. Okay, but anyway, last few years, many organizations were actively developing a lot of AI models, even open source models were there. But because of this ChatGPT, a lot of people came into this AI. They have come to know about that. Okay. So that is very important thing, and that. Generative AI, right? Previously, for every task we have to create a model, train it, and need to spend a lot of time to prepare training data for that, and we have to train it. Okay, that kind of difficulties were there, so the growth was very slow. But because of this generative AI, and especially the transformer models, transformer based models like GPT, they enabled the AI development easily. Okay, so everyone started exploring that AI development by simply using LLMs, large language models. Okay, just to get the API from OpenAI or Google, and then start creating simple AI applications. And people using that AI applications, they again get to know about AI further. And moreover, a lot of different models like text, images, music, and code creation, everywhere it got developed, right? So a lot of exposure. Okay, and almost all the companies created multimodal models. Multimodal in the sense, ability to process text, images, music, other various media format. Okay. And apart from this standalone AI applications, almost many big companies started integrating AI into their already existing consumer tools like Copilot. Okay, and that frameworks were also developed, right? LangChain that helped developers to save a lot of time and doing development easy way. Okay, and people started discussing about like copyright related to AI, that kind of stuff. So almost all kinds of people started talking about AI, and AI developments were also happening. These are all things are up to 2024. Okay, now let us see the actual growth happening this year 2025 related to AI. Okay, so first thing is generative AI coming into mainstream. So as I said last year, people started talking about generative AI things like ChatGPT, that OpenAI playground, that kind of stuff. But now almost all kinds of people started using generative AI, especially ChatGPT, Google Gemini. Okay, yeah, because as I said, the last year companies started integrating the AI, generative AI especially, into their platforms, and now it's reaching all kinds of people, non-technical persons, okay, including non-technical persons. Everyone started using AI. So for example, in Gmail, typing like suggesting replies, a lot of things, right? So now people are aware of the power of AI, right? And a lot of no-code interfaces are there, right, for automation, like Zapier and that kind of stuff. And even mobile apps, everyone is using Google Photos, that kind of thing, right? So they're seeing the ability of AI. So in a family, 5 people are there, Google Photos, that application is able to automatically categorize or segment that persons, right, without creating any kind of labeling or any kind of input from the users. It's doing automatically. So people are watching that, and Google Lens, that kind of like almost everywhere it's that application, it's getting used now. Okay, so it's we can say that generative AI comes into mainstream this year. Okay, and almost all the content creators, digital marketers, they have started using generative AI tools, especially like YouTubers using AI tools for creating thumbnail images. I'm just telling example. Almost everywhere it's getting used now, even for creating keywords, writing description, and even for writing full script itself. And apart from that, now video generation also coming, right? So like content creation, it's revolutionized by generative AI. Okay, marketing, like creating advertisements. Okay, so almost myself personally used all these things. Okay, I created blog thumbnails, many thumbnails using ChatGPT, and created blog posts, ebooks. Okay, and even I created a lot of Google Ads campaigns using ChatGPT. Okay, but there are some shortcomings are there. Let me discuss that in detail through some other sessions. Okay, but generally, if we are seeing the development of AI in this year, it's really very significant compared to other years. Okay, and let us see whether this trend is going to continue or it is going to stop. That let me discuss in the later slides. Okay, but it is like deniable, right? So as of now, this year, generative AI is playing very important role. Okay, and a lot of small businesses, solopreneurs, they started using AI for daily operations. Okay, because of this N8 and the Maker, that kind of things, and developers started using AI based code generators, especially that vibe coding, agentic coding, that kind of things are playing important role, right? So all are based on generative AI, so especially that large language models. Okay, I'll be talking about those things separately. Already I talked about large language models. Okay, but as I said, this session is for giving overview I don't want to spoil that flow. So generative AI is playing very important role for the AI growth this year. We are seeing it everywhere. Almost all the organizations started using generative AI based applications in their core businesses, their core platforms. Okay. But apart from that, we are seeing it in everywhere, like chatbot, AI-based chatbots, right? Previously, people used to spend a lot of time in creating chatbots, right, for training them with their own data. Like now, with the help of LLMs, we can immediately create it. So I created one chatbot using Gemini, okay, and I was able to create it very quickly within few hours with the feature of recommending the products based on the charting, okay. But if we want to do it individually, it will take a lot of time, right? And the quality also better. But again, it's having some limitations, right? In case of LLM based applications, we have to pay for API access for every token, right? Okay, open source models also there, but for that we have to find hosting, or we need to get powerful on-premise setup, right? So that kind of things are there that we need to discuss separately. Okay, as I said, I started this everyday that seasonal kind of live, right? So I'll be start doing it in the coming days. Let me discuss those things in that live sessions. Okay, here as an overview, we were able to understand the power of or growth of generative AI this year 2025. So it's there everywhere. Okay, because of that generative AI, Gen AI, we are seeing fast growth. But it's just one part. But actually, that AI ecosystem is very huge. Okay. Developments because of a lot of researchers, it's become possible. Okay, if you go through my previous videos, actually I created a separate playlist for that. You can see artificial intelligence, the title. There I included lot of videos related to AI innovations. I used to go through a lot of universities sites like MIT, Stanford, Harvard, like that. I was talking about this for many years. Okay, so whatever we are seeing now, it's like we can say that it's just we are getting exposed to that, but actual developments were happening for many years. Okay, that is unquestionable. Okay, that developments, research were happening step by step. But because of this ChatGPT, other things, this growth is visible right now. Okay, it's reaching all the people. Since it's reaching all the people, the market value is high. The companies are investing or funding AI related developments. Again, there is a need for learning AI. So again, people are started teaching AI, so people are coming to know about AI, so they are using applications or developing like some kind of extensions for their applications with the help of AI. So again, it's getting more exposure, it's going in rounds. So because of that, now we are seeing a huge growth related to AI. That's what I can say about it. But the developments were happening step by step for a long time. As I said, for many years back, that algorithm development started. Then slowly other things were also getting developed. But because of this data growth as well as computing power growth, because these days computing, the data centers are very powerful, right? So with that infrastructure, we were able to see the growth of AI visibly. That's it. Okay. Next. Okay, next agentic AI. Okay. So this one also very key thing this year. Okay. Previously, agentic AI is autonomous. Okay, it's getting autonomy. In case of traditional AI, like we can say that AI agents. In case of AI agents, if it is chatbot, it's like static, right? We have to design that AI is uh, compared to traditional programming. We need not write the coding step by step. Okay, AI models can understand the pattern; it can work. But in case of AI agents, we have to design that, right? Okay, this chatbot should work like this, like that. We have to give the prompts, we have to design everything. But in case of agentic AI, we have to just give the goal, okay? And agentic AI, in that concept, a lot of frameworks were getting developed, and a lot of researchers are going on to create more agentic frameworks, and a lot of protocols like MCP, Model Context Protocol, for connecting with connecting LLM with various tools, and Google's agent to agent protocol, A to A protocol, for communicating between agents. That kind of ecosystems are getting developed, and a lot of people are creating MCP servers for connecting with a lot of tools. So with that developments, we can see a lot of growth from agentic AI perspective. Okay, agentic AI will be playing important role. The key advantages is, as I said, the autonomy. Okay, we have to just give the goal. Suppose if you want to travel from one place to another place, you have to just say that I have to travel from this place to that place, just to do that. Okay, do the needful. Okay, so it can find trains or buses or flight, whatever it's affordable based on your previous history, or like it can get connected to a lot of things. It can connect to a lot of bus agencies, it can connect to train booking services, it can connect to flight booking services, it can get the weather details, like agents. A lot of agents, because of the MCP, it can connect into a lot of interfaces, even if they are not providing explicit connection with that particular LLM. Still it will be able to connect with a lot of things. And as I said, the agents can communicate, if suppose train is not having seats, it can communicate to the bus booking agents. Okay, book bus. If one agent is saying that this is this much price, another agent saying that okay, I can book with better prices. Okay, like that. Suppose if any review or analyzing agent is saying that this bus is not having good reviews, means even if that price is higher, it can recommend consider other buses. Okay, so it's like communication between agents, communication between various tools and a lot of other platforms. Okay, so the orchestration is effective in this case. Okay, so in that case we can just set the goals, it will do automatically. It can sense the environment, get the corrections automatically. Okay, so that kind of things are going on. It's it's still in development. Here I want to highlight one important thing. I already talked about in my social media posts many times. That fundamental development happening with the agent AI is true. There is no question. But lot of AI hype is going on. We need to understand that. Okay, we should develop our ability to differentiate between real growth of AI and the AI hype. It is very, very important. And for that we need to analyze. Someone is saying something, means we have to go through their history, previous post, what they are talking, and their qualification, like that, because it's very, very important, right? Otherwise even the genuine things, it's in the future it's very difficult to believe that, because of the, if some hype is going on, means it will spoil the entire industry. Okay, I visibly noticed that in case of Web 3.0, right? A blockchain, that kind of stuff, it's really good technology, there is no question, right? But because of the hype and a lot of things, it's if you talk to anyone, everyone is having some negative opinion about that, right? Because the real growth is going on one side, but a lot of fraudsters or scammers started using the name of that to sell something very ineffective to you, and a lot of scams are going on with that. So same thing may happen with this one also, if you are not aware of this, if you are not developing the ability to differentiate between the real growth of AI and the AI hype, because a lot of people to get funding or whatever reason, okay, for making sales, or I don't know, they are just spending a lot of money with a lot of influencers. Okay, that thing also I created a separate blog post a few weeks back. I published in my blog post. Okay, but I don't want to like discuss in detail, because even myself also I don't know which is actually correct, which is actually hype something. Okay, but I am finding that pattern. So it is very, very important to develop our ability to differentiate that. Okay, because as a YouTuber or a person with blogs, I used to get a lot of mails about promoting some kind of stuff. Okay, like giving credits or giving sponsorship or something. So I can understand that influence who are developing, they are doing it for some gain. Okay, okay, it's okay if it is it's if it's a real business kind of from perspective, it's okay. But as a full ecosystem, we should be able to understand the difference between these things, AI hype and genuine AI developments. Okay, so that I wanted to highlight here, because that is very important. If we are not able to differentiate that thing, then it's very difficult to survive in this field. That's what my understanding. Okay, so apart from developing technical knowledge and understanding latest things, we should develop this kind of skills also. Okay, and here, as I explained previously, that agents can integrate with APIs, calendars, databases, a lot of tools. Generally, we can call it tools, right? So it's agentic AI is used for research, marketing, scheduling. So in almost all the fields that is getting developed. Okay, and the next thing maybe I will talk then, use cases of agentic AI. So it's using in everywhere, like marketing automation, for doing ad campaigns, optimize SEO, post on social media. Here again, as I said previously also, we were able to use ChatGPT for running ads effectively, right? But for each and every step, we as a human, we need to do that. Okay, we have to ask the LLM to write suggest targeting audience, suggest CPC, or give keywords, or or just we can get some keywords and we can ask ChatGPT to arrange the keywords in a particular way based by giving the proper prompts. Okay, so we should be good at prompt engineering, and we have to do some manual works, and we have to do all the steps one by one. Okay, but in case of agentic AI, as I said, it's we can just set the goal, and the agentic AI, that system will be able to do that. Okay, it's a full automation. There are two things. Okay, from one perspective, because of this full automation, the task will be very easy, and we need not have any knowledge about that. But it's again, from another perspective, it is negative, because we don't have any control. Okay, if the agents are doing poorly, we cannot make any corrections. Okay, but anyway, people are trying to get put human in the loop in case of agentic AI also. But let us see how that kind of developments are happening. Okay, but as of now, if you consider individual development and agentic AI things, it's having that kind of shortcomings. Okay. And we know that generally very basically hallucination is inherent nature of AI. Okay, I'll be talking about in detail later. Because of that hallucination, the reliability is very low, right? If you're giving full control to AI, then we don't know how it will be there. I explored a few these kinds of completely automated agentic AI kind of stuff. Okay, from my experience, some things are working good, some things are not that much worthy. Okay, okay, I uploaded various videos about my experience previously. If you want, you can check. Okay, as I said, we need to just wait to see the growth of this thing. But what we can try, as of now, we can say that agentic AI is taking important role this year. Whether this trend will continue or it will be stopped, that we have to wait and see. Okay. But these are these things will come and go. That is different thing. But the fundamental thing, the steady things are there, right? Machine learning, deep learning, understanding the basic math behind that kind of stuff. Suppose if you are getting into this AI field, you can always focus more on that kind of thing, learning fundamental things. These kind of things will be sometimes mostly will be hype. Sometimes it can withstand. Okay, so that is different. Okay, but the fundamental thing is now people are trying to fully give the control to AI. Okay, but it's not AGI. AGI is completely different, right? So it's still part of narrow AI only with the help of LLMs. And some kind of this kind of orchestration kind of stuff, and with the connectivity like MCP and AI to AI, that kind of stuff. Just they're trying to simulate autonomy. Okay, it's not complete intelligence. So as of now, based on my understanding, there is no intelligence or cognitive power for AI. So AI just to work based on prediction or finding what next sequence, that kind of stuff only. Okay, if he gives 2 words, it will be able to find the next word. Okay, in that way only it can work. It's like finding patterns, and based on the pattern it can predict the next thing. Okay, or it will be able to predict the thing based on the input. Okay, or we can say that it can give output based on our prompts. So we can just assume that it's trained with data, and it has the ability to find the patterns, and based on the pattern identification power, it will be able to predict the output for any given input. Okay, there is no cognitive power or any kind of intelligence. Even the name is saying that artificial intelligence, as of now it's not having any intelligence. It's not intelligence based thing. Okay, but with that, as I said, with that setup or framework, agentic AI framework, people are trying to simulate that kind of stuff. Okay, but other research, agentic, the AGI, that thing also going on general, we need to wait for that research. Okay, and even before talking about those things, a lot of other topics are coming up with AI, ethical perspective, that I will be talking in the coming slides. Okay, so now we can say that agentic AI is explored by a lot of other industries. Okay, recruiting, automatically screening resumes, scheduling interviews, that kind of stuff, sales assistants, research agents. Research agents, even Google Notebook LM, I upload a lot of videos, right? You can go that, just assistant. Okay, a lot of AI development agents are there at Codex, a lot of vibe coding tools. Here vibe coding tools, in the case of vibe coding tools, again we need to, here technically vibe coding tools, agentic AI are a bit different. Vibe coding tool, people are if you go through research papers, it will be like vibe coding versus agentic coding. Okay, but vibe coding, they are marketing as it can do everything. So as I said, now this year we can say that it's a bit confusing in case of terms and the growth, everything that marketing and research are getting now it's crossroads. Okay, so let us see how these things are going on, but just we have to explore the things, but we shouldn't be fully giving more importance to any kind of things because of their marketing or promotion or that kind of canvassing stuff. Okay, that is what I can say right now. So RAG, it is a very, very important thing. Okay, let me explain it from fundamentally. I have another PowerPoint, this slide for that. Okay, almost 1 hour cross, right? So let me do it very simply. Maybe we can discuss detail, but I already uploaded one video about RAG, full tutorial video. Maybe you can check that. In the meantime, I will check whether any questions are there. Okay, no other questions. Let me just continue this. Okay. So as I said, RAG is very, very important. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. Okay. So here, let me first explain the reason why I am saying it's important, right? As I said, these days, till this explanation, everyone agrees that generative AI is playing very, very important role. I mean, just take that LLMs. Okay, similar to LLMs, a lot of other foundation models also they're like for image, other things, and recently that vision language models are getting important place. Okay, but generally we can just for discussion we can say that LLM because our Gen AI. Okay, because of this Gen AI. Or simply we can say LLM, okay. But you understand the difference, right? These are all bit different things, but just for discussion purpose, I'm saying that because of this LLM, that growth, that AI usage is increasing very fast, okay. But we need to understand the very, very fundamental thing. That is why I try to spend a lot of time in explaining the basic difference between the traditional programming and the AI. Okay, so here we need to rethink about that. Just recap that, right? So traditional programming works purely based on rules. So once you create the program with the rule, you need not worry about the functionality. So if you do the basic testing, end-to-end testing, if it is okay, that's it. Okay, you need not worry much about that. It will work for any data, right? Any data designed for that program. Okay, that is suitable for that program. And if you are going to make any changes, then you have to do the full testing. That is different, right? But in case of AI, as I said, it is working based on, or I mean not working, even you can take it as working, but generally we can use a very generic word like it is depending based on data. Especially quality of data, amount of data, relevancy of data. Okay, and because of this nature, it is prone to hallucination. Okay, hallucination in the sense it is giving wrong information, wrong details. If you use ChatGPT, you should be experiencing this. Okay, and because of this hallucination, we used to get irrelevant data. For simple questions, sometimes ChatGPT will be giving some wrong answer. Okay, it is very, very major problem. For fun purpose or for any kind of prototype development or for any low like non-critical applications or weekend projects or something. Okay, for that purpose, that kind of things, it's somewhat okay, tolerable, right? But if it is going into commercialization, that is non-tolerable, right? So, and especially fields like medical and finance, there giving some wrong information, it's a huge mistake, and it can create a lot of further issues. Okay, so in that case, that AI is not usable. LLMs are not usable, even if they are very powerful. They are very easy to develop, and even if we have n number of advantages related to LLMs, we cannot take them into important applications, in commercial applications. Okay, it's a very, very important thing. And that hallucination, as I said, it's happening because of data. Say, for example, if that data is say, for example, if that model is not having particular detail, and if you're asking that detail, instead of saying that I don't have that information, the model will be generating some output. It's a fundamental or inherent nature of the model, right? It's a generative model. Okay, so as I said, it's not having intelligence. It's just generating new word or new content based on the existing thing and the provided input. Okay, it's how that the LLMs works fundamentally. Okay, but because of this transformer, that kind of architecture innovations, it's able to do the processing very quickly. Okay, but if the fundamental concept is still same. Okay, so if the data is not there, instead of saying that it is not there, it will be trying to generate. Okay, so if you are asking who is the president of some non-existing country, it can say that some name based on the country, or whatever name you provided, it can try to give that. Okay, but here in ChatGPT, that kind of problems they might have avoided now, but with the help of some other tricks. Okay, but inherently that models make is still generating some output. That is a different stuff. Okay, I don't want to go in that level, but generally that models are still prone to that kind of stuff. If that model that data is not available, instead of saying that I don't have answer, it will be generating answer, because that is how they designed. Okay, that the purpose of that models inherent nature is generating things, so it's generating new things. Okay, but in some, for story generation, for joke generation, other things, okay, it's okay, but we expect that kind of output, new creative things. Okay, but in case of actual critical applications, it's not acceptable. Okay, in that case, it's very problematic. Okay, and another thing is knowledge cutoff. All the models. Okay, here if suppose if you are new to AI, whenever we talk some model or something here in related to LLM, say for example in ChatGPT is just interface. Okay, it's just a web interface. ChatGPT. If you are going to ChatGPT.com and typing some questions, it's just a website, right? But your questions will be transferred to that kind of LLM, large language models like GPT-4, like that. Okay, it's based on your settings. Okay, if you are using plus, means it will be using latest one. Otherwise, it will be still using ChatGPT-4 something. Okay, that GPT-4 model something. Okay, it's like a model. Even previously, ChatGPT was using different models. One for general text, and another for image. Previously, I was talking about a few months back, ChatGPT. If you go to ChatGPT and ask some questions, it will be using GPT-3 model for that LLM language model for giving text answer. And if you ask it to create image, it will be using DALL-E, that image model for generating image. Okay, so it's like an interface. It's just interface ChatGPT done, but internally it will be using that model. So whenever I talk about any model something, just assume that that fundamentally whatever model ChatGPT or any kind of that AI applications are using. Okay, in case of Gemini, it is using Gemini models. Okay, like that. Okay. So that models are having knowledge cutoff date. So why I'm highlighting this difference here means here it will be creating confusion. Okay, I'm saying that that model is having knowledge cutoff date, but if you ask latest news about ChatGPT, it's giving answer, right? So to understand the difference, you have to first understand the basic difference between these two terms. Okay, ChatGPT is different, GPT-4, that model is different. Okay, but we are using interchangeably. That is for other places, but whenever you talk about this difference between these two things, first we have to understand them, understand the basic difference between that two. Okay, the ChatGPT, if we ask some question, it will be giving answer, but that is different thing. Okay, but generally that model, if you ask some what is today's news, ChatGPT, what are primarily using that model, GPT-4 or whatever model it is using, that model will not give answer. Okay, it will not have answer because it is having knowledge cutoff date. So the training will take a lot of time, a lot of computing power, so they cannot update it frequently. So every model will be having knowledge cutoff date. If you go to Google AI Studio, if you select the model, it will be saying that the details, knowledge cutoff date, other things. Okay. So because of that knowledge cutoff date, um, that models may not be useful, okay, completely, because we cannot use it for latest data, right? And let me clarify why ChatGPT is able to give answer, because ChatGPT it's having other things also. So if you ask some new questions, you can see that searching, right? So it will search the internet. It's provided searchability, so it will just search the internet, and it will give that data, into feed the data into that LLM with your prompt, and then that LLM will be giving answer. That is what RAG. That, let me explain that. Okay, so it's using that different technologies. Okay, but fundamentally that models, whatever models used by ChatGPT or Gemini, they have a certain knowledge cutoff date. They won't be having any information happened after that particular date. Okay, that also one issue. Okay, one is hallucination, and another is knowledge cutoff date. And another important thing is private information. We can ask any details with ChatGPT about public information, but if you want to ask anything about your company or your product or something, it cannot give answer. But normally all the companies or any commercial purpose, it should involve with private information, right? They cannot ask ChatGPT or Gemini to index all their, train their models with that private information, right? Because it will be served to other people also, right? So it's not possible to include the private information with the general LLMs. Okay. In that case, again, we have to use our own model. Training our own model require a lot of effort, like cleaning data, and it's again going reverse, right? So right now that LLMs are best, there is no question. We have to find a way to handle this as a workaround, right? We understand that LLMs are good. We agree that it's having solid shortcomings, avoiding usage of LLMs in a commercial setup. In that case, we have to surely find a good alternative, some workaround, not our handling that things. So that is where the drag came up. Okay, so it seems Facebook developed a few years back in 2020 something. Okay, but it's just a concept, it's not a thing. So here retrieval augmented generation, in the sense generation is this LLMs generating output, right? That generation happens by retrieval augmentation. Okay, so first we have to retrieve knowledge and then augment the generation with the help of knowledge. Okay, so there are two steps. One, we have to retrieve relevant knowledge from knowledge base, and then get the relevant details and include it in the prompt, along with the prompt, and pass it to generators like LLMs and generate the output. Okay, let me it's not very simple concept only. Maybe I may be confusing with these kind of definitions. Let me first tell some simple example, then we can easily understand, right? As I said, LLMs are not having private information, and they are not having latest information. Okay, and in that case, say for example, you are running one website, you have a lot of FAQ kind of information, and your chatbot powered by LLM should be able to answer user's question based on your own PDF file. You are keeping that question answer in a PDF file. Okay, if that NLP, natural language processing, that power is not required, you can straight away create one application to allow the user to search your PDF based on keywords and give returns, right? But it's a very old way, because these days people are expecting natural conversation, either through typing the text or through voice chat. Okay, so that is because of this AI, the text to voice and speech to text, that kind of technologies are also very powerful these days, right? So everyone is expecting that kind of stuff. Okay, and it's very convenient also. And apart from that, compared to keyword search, it can enable semantic search also. Okay, a lot of things are there. Okay, so in that case, you are deciding that you are adopting this LLM based chatbot, and you created the chatbot, and it can ask if you ask any questions related to common things, it can give answers based on the data provided by LLM. Assume that you are using GPT-4. Okay, but if the particular person is, the user is asking any particular question related to your own PDF file, for example, any particular refund policy of your products or something specific to your thing, it won't be having that data, right? So in that case, you have to give details about your PDF content. Okay, so one straightaway or simple thing is, for example, in ChatGPT itself or Gemini itself, we will be able to upload the PDF, and we can ask questions, right? Okay, so we can think that way as a first step. Okay, it will work, there is no question. Okay, but there is a concept like context window. Each and every LLM is having its own context window. That means it will be able to get or process certain amount of data only. We cannot keep on sending huge data into that LLMs. Okay, there is a restriction. From technical perspective, that is a solid restriction. Other than that, from commercial perspective also, that LLMs will be charging based on the tokens, number of words sent by the user. Okay, in that case, if you send huge data every time, then your price will be that payment, you have to pay a lot of amount. Okay, okay, that is one thing. But technically also it's a limitation because of context window. We cannot send all the details. That is one technical perspective. Another perspective is, even if we are able to send, okay, but recently new models are coming up with millions of tokens of context window. Okay, in that case we can send huge amounts of PDF files. Okay, it's true. Okay, but even if you are able to do that, that efficiency will be less because of the nature of so here again that fundamental understanding of AI comes in, right? That identifying patterns. If you are giving a lot of irrelevant data, again it will be confused, or that performance will be very low. Okay, so if you give very relevant information related to your prompt, then we normally call as context. Okay, if you provide relevant context along with your prompt to the LLM, then only it will be able to generate a relevant output. Okay, so in that case, for relevancy also, from that perspective, sending all the external data or knowledge based data is not a good way. Okay, so we have to send relevant data only. Okay, so for that we should have the retrieval model, and we have to like if you are having 10 PDF files, we can save it in separate like normally we call it as vector database. Vector database only we will be saving that knowledge base, but other things also there. Just very efficient way is storing vector database as embeddings. We have to convert the content into equivalent embeddings. The embeddings should be done with the help of embedding model related to whatever LLM you are going to use. Okay, not like that. Whatever embedding model you are using for embedding the content, you have to do the same embedding for the query also, user query also. You have to do that. Okay, so you have to choose one embedding model for creating embeddings for your knowledge base. It's one-time model. We can say that it's offline process, one-time process. And every time whenever the user asks question, in case of the same example, in the chatbot, if someone is asking any question related to your PDF, that particular PDF content should be retrieved from that knowledge base, that vector database. Okay, for doing that retrieval, that query user, like what is your refund policy, like that if the user is asking, that question should be, that query should be converted into equivalent embedding with the same embedding model. And with that converted embedding, that vector search should happen, like cosine search, that kind of stuff. So for understanding internet things, we need to understand a bit about mathematics, but it's very simple. Like it's we can consider as a distance, the nearest. Okay, nearest thing. Okay, But simply we can consider as, but it's a very internally it's a like complex thing. It's a semantic search also included. Okay, just a relevant thing. Let's say simply we can say that relevant content. Okay, it will pick the relevant PDF portion or file. Suppose 10 files, if you are keeping in separately 10 files something, it can suppose if that refund policy is in third PDF, it will pick that content, and that content will be sent to the LLM along with the prompt and any kind of system prompt also. So while creating the application, we can say that use this user query and use this context and give relevant information based on like with these many sentences, like the system prompt. So user prompt, system prompt, and the context you can send to the LLM. LLM will be giving the relevant reply. It will be grounded. We call it as grounding, right? To avoid the hallucination, because we provide relevant data. If the relevant data is there, a hallucination mostly won't occur, but there is no guarantee of it, but general concept. Okay. So relevance will be increased in case of RAG. Okay, so here a lot of things are there, like how to do the effective thing. A lot of chunking approaches. I published a separate ebook about RAG, and included video in the video RAG tutorial video also. I explained those things. Okay, I included in my AA course also. Okay, recorded AA course is having that videos and the ebook. Okay, if you are interested, you can check that. Okay. But it's a completely huge topic. I don't want to fully go in that direction, but I believe I explained the overview, right? So to do the commercialization, we need some kind of this kind of technologies. But people are still saying that that because of that context and other things, RAG may not be relevant these days. But I personally believe that it's still relevant to get a efficiency, because technical restriction maybe because of 1 million context window, because of that that solid limitation may not be there now. But for doing it effectively and other things, it's really important. Okay. So if you want to see the power of RAG, you can check that Google Notebook LM. Okay. So there we can upload our own files, and we can get summary, we can get like a podcast created from our content. Okay, we can create my mind map, FAQ, lot of stuff. Okay, I upload a lot of videos related to that. You can check that. Okay, and even with the help of Notebook LM, I created many podcasts, and I created playlist for that. Okay. So it's one example, but almost all the commercial applications should be using RAG. Okay, so it's a very important one. Even I have plans to do a lot of live, especially for that in the coming days. But it's like it may not be applicable for all kind of people, right? So that I will be keeping it separately. But here, in case of emerging trends in 2025, we can say that RAG is playing important role. Initially it was everyone was talking about that, but because of this context window, that significance reduced a bit. But fundamentally, from my personal opinion, fundamentally that relevance is still high. Okay, if you want to effectively use LLMs, it is better to provide relevant context instead of just dumping all the content. Okay. But anyway, from commercial profitability perspective, it is better to avoid that unnecessary token cost also, right? API charges. So again, the RAG will be better, because if we take a lot of time and resources and money for developing RAG system, then people will be thinking about choosing either one of that way. But a lot of RAG framework, other things are getting developed. So if it is becoming very easy to implement, then obviously that RAG will be playing important role in the coming days also. Okay. So basically it's source grounded answers giving, like you can manually verify it using Google Notebook LM. So instead of the Notebook LM, internally using Gemini, that LLM only. But if you directly go to Gemini and ask question, that is a bit different from notebook LM. Almost based on my experience, it's always giving good output only. Okay, because of the source grounding. We are grounding with the source data, right? So always it's giving relevant data. So it's avoiding hallucinations. Okay. So it's almost this RAG concept is getting implemented. They may not be saying that we are using RAG or something, but internally it's using. But for developing RAG, as I said, a lot of frameworks are there, a lot of libraries like LangChain, Llama Index, that kind of stuff. But there are a lot of vector databases like open source database, ChromaDB, managed databases like Pinecones, that kind of stuff are there. Okay, but implementing RAG system is a really difficult one. Okay, but concept is simple. Even if you feel that understanding concept is a bit difficult, maybe you can watch my previous video giving clear explanation, further step-by-step explanation. Okay, but generally concept is simple only. Okay, just we are retrieving the content based on the user query and augmenting the generation based on that context. Okay, so retrieval augmented generation. So it's very clear from the name itself, but a lot of different approaches are there. So based on our requirements, we have to choose appropriate thing, or you have to invent a new thing. That is what we have to do, because one person is implementing one approach, that approach we cannot use for our own things. Okay, so here it involves a lot of innovations and a lot of hard work we need. We have to explore a lot of other stuff. Okay, so it's a really challenging and very interesting thing. Okay. Because I personally try to do a lot of things with RAG. So it will work for simple samples, other things, but it may not work for other things. Okay, so we have to, I tried in various things, hybrid approaches, like instead of just using vector that kind of search, I tried to use like a traditional BM25, that kind of stuff, and then combine both things. Okay, and like it's like purely based on your recommends. Okay, that's what your data. Okay, your data and your recommends. Okay, so from career perspective, there is a good opportunity here, because each and every company they cannot straight away use one thing, right? In case of a chatbot, like regular things, they can simply use some API access, and within few minutes, a lot of huge applications can also be set up and implemented, and users can start using that. Okay, but in RAG, it's a completely different thing, and mostly for medical and finance, that kind of stuff, it's really required, and it needs a lot of testing in the sense that traditional testing may not be that much relevant in these cases, right? Here we need to understand other things. Okay, even the AI model testing also, it's not enough for RAG. So a lot of new metrics were introduced for RAG testing, and even in AI testing also, it's a bit different from traditional testing. Just accuracy is not enough. We have to find precision, recall. We need to understand those things, like F1 score, that kind of stuff. So again, RAG also we need to understand the entire ecosystem to test that, right? So just simply like traditional, because it's not traditional way of programming. So again, the same traditional way of testing won't be applicable here. So from career perspective, I believe still a huge opportunity for learning RAG, other things. So a lot of data, right? As I said, since because of computing power and a lot of that connectivity, improvements happening with a lot of new protocols like MCP and ATA. So that kind of stuff are enabling this AI plus real-time data, that powerful combination. So it is useful in case of stock marketing and other social media, that kind of stuff, analyzing social media users, trends, other kind of stuff. Okay. And sensor feed IoT in that things also, it will be real-time implementation will be useful. Okay, so health monitoring, so wherever we need real-time data, that kind of developments are also happening now. Okay, and a lot of companies are also setting up with new kind of LLM, that kind of for enabling real-time data processing, like a lot of that kind of Snowflake, Databricks that are allowing to implement the pipelines very like systematic, easy way, connecting with any kind of cloud services. Okay, so that kind of ecosystem or infrastructure or that kind of backend is getting developed, right? So obviously, almost all the companies will be exploring that. Okay, so a lot of tools are there for that. And this one is very important, multimodal AI. Okay, so I'm personally seeing a very key change here. As I said previously, ChatGPT was using different models, one for text like a LLM, like a GPT-3, and then DALL-E for image, right? So that time, whenever we see the image, that text printed on the image, mostly it will be wrong, spell mistake will be there or corrupted, like that kind of stuff. But because of this multimodal, that same model is able to process text and images, right? So now that kind of problems are vanishing, and apart from that, it can do a lot of powerful things because of that combination, right? So the same model, the ability of processing multiple media formats, there is unique advantage. Okay, and the processing power, a lot of things are there. Okay, so that also this year 2025 is seeing huge growth. A lot of research is also going on. So recently I uploaded one new kind of model developed by, these are all in case of vision, image, and language, we can say that vision language model, like that. Okay, so this one also will be useful in case of like augmented reality, virtual reality, for giving like immersive experience. Okay, and this one from development perspective for developers, it is very important. This AI is playing important role in programming. Okay, developing codes. A lot of tools are there, automation and AI coding, that are playing important role. Vibe coding, agentic coding. Okay, lot of vibe coding tools are there, like Bolt, Lovable, and even that Copilot, that concept, GitHub Copilot, that is there. And like even that Codex. Okay, so almost all the companies are like exploring various ways of like integrating coding features everywhere. And I explored various things, like like a few weeks back I uploaded one video. If you are my regular viewer, you should be knowing that I explored like Google's Firebase Studio. There I just give the goal, like create timesheet application. It was able to immediately create timesheet application. Okay, but for creating our own timesheet many years back, we took many months for creating that with the help of a lot of team members. Okay, now that setup is, I mean, that AI coding tool is able to immediately create that. Even with within the AI Studio also, that new models of Gemini are able to create like I just asked it to create a snake game. It's able to just create that, but that is different. That is, so like as I said, that AI coding, that implementation of AI coding is in different ways. One is like fully automating, is just to give the goal, get the like full deployment, directly it will be deployed, right? But that is agentic coding. That a lot of like criticisms are there. A lot of negatives are there. They're like a completely different topic. Another is like vibe coding, like interactively doing like even human in the loop, that kind of stuff. But there also a lot of restrictions. That kind of tools mostly like subscription based, right? Again, we need to, if we are familiar with that, we need to continuously pay the subscription payment and code maintenance, that kind of questions, understanding the code. So that are all different thing. Okay, but as a developer, we can surely use like ChatGPT, at least that kind of stuff, for creating piece of code. That will save lot of time. If you want to interface, just to give that, just to draw that in a paper and just give that image, it can immediately create it. That I used to do that for my developments. Okay, it will save lot of time in creating, typing the form name, other things. Okay. Or if you want to create some SQL coding, you can use a lot of text to SQL, that kind of applications powered by LLM, right? Or even you can straight away give you a schema and your prompt to the ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT to create the SQL. Okay, if you're new to learning SQL, it will be useful for learning purpose, as well as it will help you to save a lot of time in creating SQL queries. Okay, so in that way, definitely it will be useful, and you can integrate AI with IDEs like VS Code. That kind of approach for saving a lot of time in typing the things. Okay, even Google Colab, everywhere that auto writing code is there. Okay, in that perspective, we are visually verifying that, and we are going to use that. That will still save a lot of time, and the full flow control will be with us. We can surely use that approach as of now. There is no question. But other things, agentic coding, other stuff, that we need to do a lot of analysis in. But now normally any commercial companies won't adopt that because of maintenance issue, security issues. Okay, so if you are looking for a job, surely don't go in that way. Okay, if you are using vibe coding tools for learning, surely it's difficult to get a job with companies. Okay, but for your personal projects, other things, it's one times like a short lifetime projects for the pilot phase of things, you can explore that. Okay, so this one also very important topic, and this year reached this point. Okay, so let me talk it in very detail. Before that, I will just check any questions are there. Okay, no specific questions. I will be just continuing that. Hello, Tegar Nalusami. Hello, Raj. Hi. Hello, Roshan. Hi. Hello. Okay. Thanks for joining this, watching this video. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I will be just continuing this now. Okay. So this one is very important. Okay. Here, as I said, AI is it's in peak now, and it's getting important place in almost all the companies. Not only companies, from countries, defense, that security, that everywhere it's playing important role these days. Okay, and data privacy, data copyright, a lot of things are there. I used to go through a lot of like court cases, that filings related to copyrights, like issues against AI companies. And almost they provided proof that that LLMs were trained with their data. A lot of publishers are claiming that it trained with their data without getting permission. Okay, but that AI companies are claiming that AI say your reporter is able to write this, why not write this AI, like that is what their argument. But these publishers are saying that that AI companies without permission they use this data for training. Okay, that kind of a lot of things are there. Even the book publishers, everyone is fighting battle against AI companies. Okay, if that kind of things are reaching certain level, and the courts and governments are taking it seriously, and if they are deciding to implement copyright law for AI, then everything will be going reverse. Okay. So that is very important, because as I said again, it's all depending on data. If the AI companies are restricted to use the data, then it's a big issue. Okay. Okay, assume that if everything going positively like this, then again the problems of job loss, other things will be there, right? Surely we need upskilling and reskilling. Okay, that is one thing. But beyond that, if it is reaching full automation and everything is automated, the jobs are completely reducing means that time the governments should be coming up with some new plans like universal basic income. So there are completely different like a large topic. Okay, but recently, not recently, few months back, I uploaded few videos about that. You can watch that. And long back, I uploaded many researches related to that universal basic income. And people are saying that if the governments are giving money to everyone without doing any job, it will be encouraging them to do their desired or their passionate things interestingly. So it will be increasing their productivity and overall country's productivity. Okay, that is what the researchers were going on. So in that case, if the governments are implementing a universal basic income in a huge scale, then that AI growth will be further increased. Otherwise, if that kind of economical situations are not handled properly and AI is trying to grow means, again it will be facing difficulties from the population. Okay, that is one thing. And another thing is that AI explainability. So it's right now it's a black box, right? So in nature itself black box, but some researchers were going on to give explanation. You might have seen that deep research that kind of tabs in almost all the LLMs like ChatGPT, Gemini, right? So like a lot of new models O4, that kind of GPT-O4, that kind of models were research based. Okay, even new hybrid models are also coming. So they are designed for giving explanation about the decision, because as I said, that output is not reliable. Okay, it is subject to hallucination. But if we know that why that model is suggesting that output, we can judge that whether that output is correct or not to some extent, right? So that research or thinking, so in different way, like if you check various LLMs, it is implemented right in DeepSeek, Q1, all the LLMs that applications are having that option. Okay, so it's just one example. Like similarly, it's a concept is applicable for everywhere. AI explainability, especially for testing the models, you should know why that model is taking this decision instead of some other decision, right? So, and accountability. So suppose because of mistakes in AI, if some negatives happening, who is responsible? That kind of stuff. Okay, a lot of things. Like I used to upload many that kind of videos. If you go through my previous news videos, you can say that. Okay. Okay. So these are all about ethical and AI regulations. Okay. So in the coming days, AI will future outlook. AI will become increasingly integrated into all aspects of life and work. So our daily life as well as our career, business, everything will be depending on AI. If there are any major setbacks like copyright issues, that kind of stuff. Okay, and that autonomous agents, agentic AI, that adaptive systems will be continuing, because that will help us to save a lot of time and work, right? And multi-real-time AI that will be giving more immersive experiences, and ethical things and regulations will shape the AI adoptions. It can initially reduce the growth of AI, but in the long run it will be better. So it is the right time to implement that kind of ethical frameworks. Okay, so obviously we need upskilling and reskilling to implement AI in all the fields. And suppose if one particular field is completely going out of business means, that kind of people should be implemented in some other relevant task by giving training in that thing. So that kind of activities should be very smooth. Okay, so if everything going smoothly means people will be encouraging the AI growth. So in that case, we can see a lot of growth in the coming days. Okay, especially I used to see news about a lot of research happening related to Q learning, right? So that kind of stuff. Yes, but generally any kind of quantum computing, because as I said, that AI growth is depending on the computing power, right? If quantum computing is coming into mainstream, means that processing power will be multiple-fold, right? So again, we can see a lot of AI growth. Okay, so that kind of growth again will help us to get powerful AI models. That powerful AI models will help us to create further useful AI applications that can generate more data and other things, and it can help us to develop more kind of more powerful quantum algorithms. Again, it can go in cycle, and it will be like we can see large growth. Okay, so it's almost all the fields are growing in that way only. One particular field cannot grow individually. The best example is AI itself. As I said, that AI algorithms were developed many decades back, but that time, because of lack of computing power, lack of data, they were not useful. Okay, so because the internet also, because of that internet, and because of mobile devices, because of that data centers, all these combinations were useful to get this internet revolution, right? E-commerce, other things. Because of that combination only, we are say even in this YouTube, this live, it involves internet, right? Internet speed. Because of internet speed only, in real time we were able to communicate, and it involves growth in that computing power, right? So because of that only, that YouTube, that data centers were powerful enough to deliver it across the globe without any latency. And like other consumer products like mobile devices and this web camera, this mic, so all are associated, not only hardware related softwares like adapters, drivers. So everything, because of that ecosystem only, we are seeing this thing. So similarly, in the coming days, if quantum computing and AI and hardware growth, a lot of researchers were working on to develop hardware specific to AI. Okay, right now AI is mostly power processed by GPUs and CPUs, right? Traditional things only mostly, though some optimizations are happening, but it's not completely redesigned. Okay, so still it's taking a lot of like energy, the data centers, everything. So indirectly it is affecting environment also. Okay, but if scientists were able to are able to create a new kind of hardware specific to AI algorithms processing, powerful to do that effectively, then again we will be seeing like a huge growth related to AI. Okay, and it will help us our environment also. Okay. That is one thing, and other things like edge AI is there, right? So like models are digital models are coming. Okay, so without internet, like our mobile devices or camera or drone, like edge devices also can use AI without internet connection. That again will give some advantages. Even to some extent it's already possible, like in average computer also we can set up a lot of powerful models without internet connection. Even personally I am using Whisper model for creating transcripts or captions or subtitles for my tutorial videos. It's more effective. It's even better than the YouTube based or any other things. Okay, it doesn't require any kind of internet or any kind of API access something. Okay, we can locally use that. Okay, so in the coming days it will be better, like further extended into edge devices also. Okay, so that kind of things. Okay, so as summary, generative AI is now mainstream. Okay, in this year particularly, Autonomous AI agents are automating complex workflows. Agentic AI, RAG improves AI context and accuracy, and real-time AI. Okay, and multimodal AI for handling text, images, voice seamlessly. Okay, and AI co-pilots. Okay, for coding stuff. Okay, and ethical AI regulations, but it's not yet fully started. Maybe it's the right time to do ethical AI and regulations. Okay. Okay, thanks for watching this live. Okay, you can visit my website rajamanikam.com to see my books. If you have any questions, you can ask questions by sending email. Okay, and as I mentioned previously, I have a recorded course. It has around around 6 hours of tutorial videos and 8 AI related ebooks, infographics, code samples like that. I'm selling it for very low price only. You can check the comment section, and you can contact me for doing any kind of AI development or one-on-one coaching or AI consultancy for implementing AI in your business. I can do it for affordable hourly charges. Okay, and I'm starting a live AI coaching 6 weeks program on 9th June. Okay, you can find the link for that also in the description of this video. Okay. But I'm interested in AI. I used to go through a lot of things, and I worked on a few RAC related projects, and I keep on updating myself to AI. But I am still learning. Okay, I don't know the fundamentals. Okay, I'm just still learning, and I will be updating the course based on my learnings. Okay, I keep on updating the course, and once you buy the course, your email will be in my newsletter, right? So you will be getting updates through the newsletter also. Okay. And apart from that, I used to go through the latest happenings related to AI, and I will be updating that also. Okay, so buying course means it's not just for course, you can get future updates also. Okay, let me see any questions are there. Okay, no other questions. So thanks for watching this live, and if you have any questions about my live coaching or anything related to my AI course, you can ask me. And if you know any good AI resources, just let me know. I'm just collecting AI resources here. Okay, AI learning resources. So here you can go visit my blog.qualitybandtech.com. Recently I added that. Okay, so you can go through that. Okay, and I am just roughly preparing a lot of other resources, but I don't know whether adding more things will be useful or not. Okay, if you any other important things, you can add it through comments also. If it is very useful, I will include it in directly in the post. Okay, and I used to go through a lot of these things, AI related Reddit subreddits. They are very useful. Okay, and as I said, this notebook LM is very useful. I already uploaded one blog post about notebook LM. If you are not familiar with that, I would suggest checking that one. Okay, it's really a useful tool. I added a lot of podcast based on that, but it's one use case. But the actual use is for learning for doing any research or analyzing anything. You can put a lot of source files, and from that you can, I will show that you can ask questions, you can create FAQ, you can create mind map. Okay, already I used it for many notebooks. Okay, for example, I few days back I just came across this news. For creating news video, I just included source videos of source links of various news links, Harvard, other things. Okay, and just I'm telling another use case, but primary use case, as I said, it is for learning purpose. Okay, I'm able to immediately create one podcast. Okay, Here we can create podcast. The podcast, in the sense, it will be like talking to AI agents, okay. But in between you can just ask other questions. You can interact, you can enter into interactive mode, you can ask questions, and that discussion will be further based on your questions, okay. So here we can create a FAQ, study guide. If you just click FAQ, it will be automatically generating FAQ. But for this use case, it may not be relevant. I'm just telling. Okay. For other use cases, you can check. And timeline, if it is history related things, timeline will be useful, and it can create study guides. If you are planning to study a huge topic, the study guide will be useful, okay. And for learning many things, it will save a lot of time, okay, for researchers or for any company, new products. If you want to study relevant things, you can use this, okay. I use this with a lot of sources for this one, I think. Yeah, we can create a lot of sources, and here from there you can create a FAQ, okay. Here it is free, but it's having paid version also. That free is having some limitations, okay. But personally, I'm not seeing much limitations here, okay. I think I'm using it for many days. Only one day only I got some message related to that. Try later, like this, okay. Otherwise, it's enough for normal usage, personal usage. It's enough, okay. Otherwise, you can upgrade to like plus something, upgrade to pro, okay. So as I said, it is working based on drag, okay. Here you can give your own files, and you can ask questions related to your own stuff. It will avoid any kind of hallucinations, and your answers will be grounded, okay. You can reliably use it, okay. And here you can see the mind map. So best feature from my perspective, this podcast, it's really useful as a YouTuber. Within few minutes I'll be able to create one new video, okay. So basically, if you go through my video views, that views for this podcast created within few minutes, they were better than my own videos that took significant time from my side, okay. So here we can see the mind map, okay. You can summarize any kind of PDF books, or a lot of books you can give, and you can create your own new book kind of stuff, okay. So it will help you to save a lot of time in studying. But as I said, the key difference is it is with less hallucination, so it's somewhat reliable compared to like general purpose ChatGPT or Gemini, that kind of stuff, okay. Okay. So regarding my course, apart from my course, like here in the blog, I am just keep on adding a lot of content. So mostly I'm using ChatGPT for creating the content, okay. So I'm not good at writing. So, but I used to give some inputs, and based on that, I'm using ChatGPT to like format that things and create. So here also, for promotion also, it will be useful. I just created this post, and I just provided this link into that notebook LM, and asked it to create this podcast. So it explained everything in a very interesting and very clear way. So whoever is listening that, here I embedded that also, Grow with AI coaching program. It's a podcast, okay. So if you watch that, you can get clear idea about this course. Instead of every line by line reading that, you can straight away read that, okay. So for this course, I'm just running some discount offers. I'm dynamically changing it. So if you decide to join, you can check the discount offer, okay. So it will be keep on changing, okay. So but this one, I am always keeping the same price for many days, okay. So this recorded course, you can buy that. As I said, recorded course, it's already having 5+ hours of videos, 8 AI related ebooks, and in the Udemy it's getting some good reviews also. Okay, but as I said, I won't say that it's a very best course or something. Even I'm learning these days only. Okay, and I just wanted to share with others. But still it's getting good reviews, so I thought of focusing more on this thing now. Okay, and moreover, I used to give updates through, as I said, newsletter, and I keep on learning. That is one thing, and that's it about this course. Okay, it is available at Skillshare also. Okay, and in the coming days, as I said, I have decided to fully focus on AI. Previously, my primarily I was doing web development. Okay, but I will be still doing that. If you are interested to create timesheet or any kind of web application, I can do that based on hourly charges, and I'm selling timesheet application also. Okay, but slowly I'm just like moving into this thing. Okay, and I'm just planning to create some AI applications also. Already I created this one. Okay, if you are interested to test your AI knowledge, you can use this one. Okay, here I created a quiz in various AI related topics. Okay, if you find any mistakes, just let me know. I hope everything should be correct, but still if there are any subtle things, just let me know. Okay, and here I created one simple AI chatbot. I hosted it in Hugging Face, the Spaces. Okay, just I'm telling for example, because a lot of people are thinking that learning AI is a very difficult thing. It needs a lot of knowledge or a lot of resources, a lot of money like that, right? So within few hours we can easily create this thing. Okay, and it is using free. Everything is free. Gemini API, free API, and Hugging Face Spaces for hosting or deploying it. Okay, here we can ask anything about AI. Teach me AI something. Even if I type hi, it will be just talking about AI only. Okay, what area of AI you are interested in learning about. So it's based on system prompting. I just design like this. Okay, so it will be like helping us to focus more on learning AI instead of just asking ChatGPT or Gemini. If you ask here, it will be like keeping us fully dedicated towards learning AI. Okay, so it's just a sample example, but what I'm trying to highlight here is here we can just give our products recommendation. Okay, so the primary purpose is based on the discussions it will be able to recommend the products. Okay, suppose if you are asking about teach me RAG, it will be telling about my RAG ebook. Okay, like that. Okay, so I made it to give it that recommendation after few discussions, so it's not giving here. How would you like me to explain RAG? So with the example like that, I can say it's simple examples. So here now it's recommending that, right? Okay, it's explaining that and then giving that. So it will be useful for e-commerce kind of stuff. Actually, I started developing that for this Get Wellness. I started for wellness related chatbot. Okay, here I thought of including here I just closed that now. Okay, here suppose if you are asking about some particular product, if you are saying that I am feeling headache something, so products related to that, like that. If I'm feeling hungry, means some foods like that. So something fitness, wellness, and nutrition, that kind of stuff. I instantly thought of doing that, so that's why I thought of including the things. But it's completely promotion and getting relevant products. That and all will is taking time for me. I stopped that project and just converted into this one. So I thought of focusing on particular one thing will be more useful. So I just decided to fully focus on AI and I decided to sell this domain. Okay. So mostly in 1 or 2 days I will be completing this domain sales. Okay, so people who are interested in this business are affiliates, they can make use of that. Okay. Okay. Okay, no other questions, right? So I'll be just stopping it now. Okay, and if you have any questions, you can ask me. I provided my email ID everywhere. Even this link, I provided my email ID, rajamanikam.a@gmail.com. Okay. So rajamanikam.a@gmail.com. Okay. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask me. And as I said, in the coming June, I'm starting this live coaching. So this time, mostly I will be engaged with that. Maybe I will be doing this kind of YouTube live in some other time then. Okay. But some days, some gap is there. Okay, let me inform my next live YouTube live later. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Bye.